Did you know that making art for only 45 minutes a day can reduce stress hormones, even if you're not an artist? You may be wondering, based off the topic of methods, what does art have to do with anxiety? Well, that's what I'll be explaining today. If you're someone who hasn't experienced anxiety, you may be wondering, what does anxiety feel like? Well, anxiety is a list of worry, stress, fear, and nervousness, which make it hard to concentrate. Maybe for the perseverance anxiety to feel angry or frustrated. Art is one of the many ways that people use to cope with their anxieties. They use it as a way to relax, focus, relieve stress, improve self-esteem, and increase dopamine, which is a hormone in your body that makes it to feel happy. There are many different forms of art, such as visual arts like drawings, paintings, or sculptures, performing arts like dance, music, and theater, literary arts like novels and poems, and applied arts like fashion design, architecture, and digital design. Everyone has their own experiences, emotions, and personality, which means that one piece of art could feel calming or meaningful to one person, but may feel like weird or even stressful to someone else. Now to break the topic down a bit. Some people may already know this, but art can also cause anxiety. You may be wondering, first I said that art helps with anxiety, now I'm saying that art can also cause anxiety. Well, depending on the situation, art can cause anxiety. For example, imagine you're an art student who has the chance to attend their dream school on a scholarship, although you keep doubting that your portfolio isn't good enough. In the creative process, due to high expectations and perfectionism, people may feel as though they're not good enough in their passion, which is something that not only artists feel, a large amount of people feel it. Another example I have is about myself. When I was in the first grade, I discovered that people can make money doing art, and I wanted to make money as well. So I decided I would start a business where I sold handmade cards for 25 Czech crowns. I mean, who wouldn't want to buy handmade cards from a 7-year-old? Anyway, I kept doubting that my art wasn't good enough, and I never ended up selling the cards. This is an example of how high expectations affected me. The main response for people doubting their art would be giving up. But there's a better, there's a better way, which is to improve. One way to improve could be to use your art as a tool, as an advantage maybe, which is something that many artists use, such as in visual art. People use distorted faces, line proportions, and certain facial expressions to show different emotions. In literary arts, people explain different feelings and facial expressions to show how they might be feeling. Another way that people use to improve their art would be to practice. Try thinking of a new way to practice your art or whatever your passion is, and every day focus on that specific form. Another way could be to challenge yourself. Try starting a project where you focus on the specific part that you struggle on, and to accept constructive criticism. For example, you could ask a trusted colleague to give their opinion on one of your latest projects. Someone you know would give you an honest opinion and good feedback. So, to summarize, try to use your disability or your disadvantage to an advantage. Who knows, maybe one day you'll start a business where you sell handmade cards for 25 Czech crowns, or you'll become famous. What matters most is that you try. Thank you.